So we received the sad news on Thursday that this year's Birmingham Hippodrome Panto, it's not going ahead this year. Goldilocks and the Three Bears has been postponed until the end of 2021, of course, because of coronavirus. Jason Donovan should have been making his Panto debut this year. And Birmingham Panto legend, Matt Slack, he says he's gutted.
Well, my initial reaction was, obviously, I'm devastated. I'm devastated for not only myself on a personal level, but I'm devastated for everybody involved, for the industry, for the people behind the scenes, the producers, all the staff at the Hippodrome, and the whole pantomime sort of family aspect. And not only that, also the audiences, because we needed something. We're all like itching for something positive around Christmas time, and Panto was that kind of little sort of light at the end of the tunnel, and now that light's been turned out for now. My initial thoughts were, it wasn't to be unexpected. However, I won't lie, I'm gutted, beyond gutted.
This morning we can speak with Panto superfan Darren Chivers, who runs the online Panto museum, which is pantoarchive.com. Good morning, Daz.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'll tell you one thing, though. It's the first time I've set an alarm clock in about 5 months.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. So, do you know what? I want to know, why are you known as a Panto superfan, Darren?
Wow. Okay. I mean, this started many years ago. I'm just over 40 now. I think I was 4 years old when I first got taken by my grandparents to what was then the Oxford Apollo to see Aladdin. And when you've got Barbara Windsor, Keith Harrison Orville on stage, it's going to have an effect on you, and it did. I became an instant Panto fan, and it went on to me working in a theatre, watching Panto several times each year. And then about 5 years ago, I realised there was no real website that captured the living history of pantomime. So that's kind of what I've created with Panto Archive.
Darren, I'm going to be honest with you, right? Put my hands in the air here. For about 37 years of living on this planet, I had never been to a Panto. And I was presenting the breakfast show at a different radio station, and myself and the guy that I work with, we were asked to be part of the world's biggest Panto at the Barclaycard Arena, and we played the parts of the Ugly Sisters. And because I'd never been to a Panto before, I never really understood the excitement and the magic behind the Panto. But as soon as I was part of a Panto, then I realised how important Pantos are to people's lives.
Absolutely. You caught the bug, see? It happens.
It does. And it's just like, it was one of the best moments of my career. And I'm not going to lie, because we were radio presenters and we were alongside the likes of Paul O'Grady, Dick and Dom and Bradley Walsh. And Bradley Walsh and Paul O'Grady, I'm sure you would agree, are Panto legends, aren't they?
Absolutely, and they love what they do, and they love their audiences. It makes a difference when you really enjoy doing something, and they do, and that shows. But you're right, it makes a difference. I'll tell you what, as soon as you're an audience member and you're sat in that auditorium, the very moment the orchestra strike up, the first note of that overture, I truly think it's one of those moments your hair stand up on your arms, and the excitement really kicks in. And for many people, that's when Christmas kicks in, I think. That's the start of their Christmas.
So, Darren, how disappointed are you that so many Pantos have been cancelled this year?
It is heartbreaking. It is gutting for everyone in the industry. I mean, people do keep talking about, the audiences are obviously really disappointed. The people who are in these productions, they're being left without work. You've also, I think, the production companies, this is all they do, and they're suffering as well. So I think it's been kind of inevitable. I have seen it coming. I'm not surprised. At the moment, we're kind of seeing 5-6 Pantos a day are cancelling. I'm hoping now we're at the weekend, it's going to, we're going to have a nice quiet weekend and no bad news. But come Monday, I think that's going to be a massive day for more cancellations. It will come exactly a week after Pantos, who are huge Panto producers, made their announcement. And I think a lot are going to follow suit coming this Monday. So it is so sad that, those people who every year, some people have set days, they've always gone on Boxing Day, or they'll always go on Christmas Eve. Yeah. Whatever their tradition is, they do it year on year. And they're going to be a bit of a loss this year.
Now, you've worked in the theatre, Darren, so how difficult are Pantos to put on?
I do work in the theatre. I've done that for the last 20 years. They are, it's not just something to say. They are the highlight of my year, and I think I can truly say they're the highlight of everybody who works in this year. It's not something you just do in November, December. I would normally, by this point, have been knee-deep in samples of various merchandise items that we'd be selling at Christmas. And by next week, I'd have been putting that order in. So it's, a year-round project, really. It's so sad. We're left with nothing to do. I think next year, everyone's going to go all out to make 2021-22 season the most amazing and impressive year ever.
Is it? I'm guessing that a lot of theatres make most of their money from Pantos, and that makes sure that they can survive. Is that true?
It's a big whack of what they get. I would estimate it's between 25 to maybe 30% of their annual income does come from Panto. Yeah. So you can see why theatres are worried and why some are saying they're not going to survive this. That's the truth of it.
Now, Darren, I want to know, as a super fan of Pantos, just tell me some of your favourite Panto memories.
Oh, goodness me, there are two venues that I always make sure I get to each year, and they are Bristol and Birmingham. Yes. I truly believe if you want to see the glitz and glamour, you want to see where the money gets spent on a Panto, it's those two places. One that stands out for me in Birmingham, it's a few years ago now, it was Duncan James from Blue and Jane McDonald. Now, who'd have thought it? Jane McDonald was the only one she's ever done. Yeah. Bless her. She stood in for Linda Bellingham. It's when Linda Bellingham first got ill. Right. And she was due to play the fairy in Birmingham. And she asked Jane McDonald as a favour to her to stand in for her. And bless her, she did. It was amazing. I mean, it's a bit like being at a Jane McDonald concert throughout. But it really stands out. But I tell you what, Birmingham is so lucky. You do get amazing cast. And you got Matt Slack. What more do you want?
He is incredible. Do you know the one thing, working with Bradley Walsh, when we were doing rehearsals for the Panto, he would go on stage, and obviously there's no audience or anything like that, it was just the director, and he wouldn't even properly read out the script. He'd go, yeah, all right, yeah, da-da-da-da-da, and then I'll go there. And I thought to myself, oh, this guy's not very good at this. But then on the night when it was live and there was an audience, he was incredible.
Absolutely. I don't think you can rehearse a Panto because, Panto is reliant on an audience. So when you try and rehearse it, you do go on and you're just going through the motions. But you're right. And someone like him, you give him a live audience he's ready to go.
Unbelievable. Well, look, Darren, I'm going to have to play a song, but thank you very much for being on the show this morning.
No worries.
I'm going to give you a website because I can see there's somebody who's just texting, just saying, I'm so upset there's no Panto this year. It really will, especially around here. They're so proud of their Pantos. If you want to check out Darren's website, go to pantoarchive.com. Darren, have a lovely weekend. Thank you very much for being on the show. Cheers, Dazzler. Bye-bye.